Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing how to do the Snakehead skip clip, the out of bounds method, the one to replace the clockwork warp method, primarily used in 80% no DCW BC. This video I'm going to be first showing how to do the clip itself, and then I'll be talking about the navigation inputs while you're beak bumming out of bounds, then I'll be talking about time saves and possible route changes. So you're going to take off this way, hold R and press A once. I like to zoom in, then aim towards the left of this vine. Don't go too far to the right, otherwise you'll just latch right onto the vine. So now what you're going to do is you're going to fly into the wall just a tiny bit, just so your camera can settle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at Banjo's black belt, and then you're going to press A. You're going to press A, and then when Banjo's belt is right over the black line on the ledge, that's when you're going to beak bomb. The black line that's like over the to game text in the pause menu. Technically, the point to beak bomb is right after Banjo's belt is over that black line, but if you aim to press B while it's going over, then you'll press B at the right time, like most of the times. Come up with your own visual cue if you want. You're free to do so, obviously. This shouldn't be too difficult to get consistent. Even if you bonk once or twice, you'll still probably save time or even go even with an optimal clockwork warp skip. And those are hard to come by, so in general, you'll probably still save time on average. So you're gonna press B to beak bomb, obviously, and then you're gonna be holding up as well. Just like that. Okay, so for the out of bounds navigation, you're going to be looking at your feather counter. You're going to use one feather initially when you press B to beak bomb, obviously, and you're going to be holding up. And then you're going to be beak bombing for a bit. Just keep holding up and holding B. Then the feather counter is going to tick down once. You're going to switch from holding up to holding up left. Then it's going to tick down again. You're going to switch from holding up left to just straight left. Then it's going to tick down one more time. And then you're going to let go of B. You're going to mash C up to get into first person. And you're going to keep holding left until you see the loading zone. Or until you're facing the loading zone. Hopefully it'll make more sense when you see my input display. And you'll get a feel for this if you do this a few times. Up left. Left. Let go, C up. Now look at the loading zone. So now, for this beak bomb, this is just the second beak bomb. You're just gonna make sure you want to aim perfectly for the loading zone. When you do this beak bomb, the camera's gonna flip usually, and when that happens, you're not gonna be able to like control yourself mid beak bomb really well. So you just want to really make sure you don't have to touch the joystick at all while you're beak bombing. So I find it's a bit better to aim a bit more to the right than a bit more to the left. Just to reduce the chance of bonking. So yeah, just aim for the loading zone. Take your time. Make sure you prioritize accuracy here. Beak bomb. Hold B, and you should get in. That was kind of weird, but I may have beak bombed a bit too high, but yeah. So now obviously you're going to get into talent shot here, and then continue on. I'll do it one more time, just overall, and then I'll talk about time saves and route changes. Up left, left, let go, aim, beak bomb, and you should be able to make it in. Just like that. So obviously you're going to get into talent shot in the temple, whereas with the clockwork warp you're going to be already be in talent shot. So now let's talk about time saves and route changes. So in isolation, this trick saves about 5.5 seconds. Just to get into the loading zone compared to an optimal snakehead skip warp. And most of the times you're not going to get an optimal snakehead skip, and in general, honestly, there's probably only 2 or 3 people who have ever been able to do the snakehead skip warp optimally. So it'll probably save, if you can do the clip optimally, the out of bounds clip optimally, which I think most people can do, then you'll save a lot more time on average. So then you'll lose about half a second or so by getting into talent shot inside the temple. But now, one interesting change, and this is for the no DCW route specifically, here. So in the no DCW route, if you do the clockwork warp, what you would do is you would learn clockworks, then you would come here, get the notes obviously, then you would use a clockwork here to get this black Jinjo. And you do this to skip this text box. Well, not that text, but you do to skip the clockwork text. So you need to do that because you can't use your first clockwork on clockwork warp, otherwise it just won't work. However, now that you're doing the out of bounds snakehead skip clip, your first clockwork won't be the snakehead skip clockwork warp, so you don't have to waste a clockwork here. And it's faster to just backflip here. So you would backflip for the note, roll for the note, backflip backwards, beak bust up here, get the Jinjo, and then head over to MT. So that's what you would do there. And then you would obviously do the clip itself. Go to treasure chamber, all of treasure chamber. And then you'd come out. Then you're going to be doing prison compound stuff. So here's where it gets a tiny bit confusing. So right off the bat, what's optimal in isolation is to do this. The optimal order is to tag this warp, so just walk right by the right side of it, then do the prison compound code. Then you're going to go do GGM2, all of GGM2. Then you're going to come out of GGM. Then you're going to go do the pillars jiggy with the clockwork, obviously. Then you're going to do the swamp jiggy. And then you're going to leave MT. However, you still haven't cleared your clockwork warp text. And your clockwork text. And if you do this order, so you go do prison compound, and then you go into GGM, your first clockwork will be for the Canary Mary clockwork warp. So if you do the old method of without the clockwork warp, then you're free to do this optimal order. But if you do the clockwork warp, then you'll be screwed over because you can't use your first clockwork there. So the fix for that is to switch the order here. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to go to pillars first, use a clockwork for the pillars jiggy, clear the text box there. Then you're going to go to the swamp jiggy, shoot a clockwork for that. Then you're going to do prison compound code. And then you're going to do Canary Mary clockwork warp, and your text box will be clear, so you'll be fine. And then you're going to do the rest of GGM2. And then you're going to come out of GGM. And then you're going to... then you're going to tag the warp and leave for leave MT. So, yeah, that's the only change you have to make if you do the Canary Mary clockwork warp. If not, then you just do the optimal order that I mentioned. It may be a bit confusing. Sorry if I haven't worded it the best. If you just want to know straight up what the best route to do is for the tricks you want to do, then just ask, and it'll be easy to just tell you. But yeah, I hope this video helps, and I'll see you guys later.